Okay, so I just got on live to kind of recap the day. I spoke at the shelter again tonight, and that went really, really well. Forget my makeup if it looks a little off. I'm amateur, and I practiced on it today. I call myself contouring. Don't look like it went so well. I spoke at the YMCA tonight, and that went really well. Jasmine, you look so creepy in the background eating food. Get out the camera.
Sorry.
So anyway, it went really, really well. Tonight was the first time that I actually took my daughters to hear me speak to the ladies, and that went really, really well. I usually provide like an exercise that they can do to just like work on goal setting and whatever. And the girls did it. Here's one of my daughters. One of my twins. I have twins. And they really got a lot of it. Jasmine, if you could briefly come over and share what it is you got out of the presentation tonight.
Oh God, sorry. My mom did great. I learned about not to be you can be a Christian, but you can also be
A disciple.
A disciple. A disciple is a person who gives back. And I want to be a disciple.
Thank you, baby. Yes, that was a small portion of the workshop. Obviously, that was the most important part to her, and I think that's amazing because we need disciples, and we will need disciples as young as she is. I mean, she's only 11, and she can be a disciple at her school. So that was a small portion of the workshop, but I'm glad that's what resonated with her, and I'm glad that's what stood out to her. The workshops are centered around goal setting, and I make a big point to talk about forgiveness and dealing with intrusive thoughts. I mean, things that I personally have struggled with over the years. So I make a point to talk about those things in the workshop. And I'm trying to build a business from it. Right now, it's just me honing my craft and just kind of talking to people. And here comes Jasmine. What do you want?
Here's the packet that we worked on in our group thing. I did it in cursive.
Yes. Her cursive is immaculate. Yes, it is. And again, she's 11, so if she was able to complete the packet, obviously it's not hard. You know, it's just goal setting, you know, and being accountable. So I thought I don't know, it just came to me actually tonight. My boyfriend worked late, and of course they're mature enough to stay here while I would have went, but something in me told me to take them with me, and I'm glad I did. I came on tonight to, I guess, elaborate on what Jasmine was talking about as far as the difference between being a Christian and being a disciple. And again, these are just my thoughts. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a pastor. I'm not even in seminary school. These are just my thoughts on a topic about information that I'm learning, information that's new to me. I go to my church. My church is Impact Living Christian Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, by the pastor Tim Jackson and his lovely wife Jessica. Great people. But the theme for the year is to spread out and think big. And that theme automatically jumped off the screen and into my heart because that's all I've been thinking about. Like, it's just thinking big and being outside of this paradigm of comfort, of these colonized thoughts. You know, we're being programmed to think that we can't have certain things, and that's just not true. And so I'm a new member, so I have to go through the orientation, which is really, really good because they're looking for people who want to make an impact, and I want to make an impact. I'm an impactful person. I tend to command the attention in the room. But the difference of being a disciple and a Christian, and these again are just my interpretations. When I think of the word Christian, I always think that I'll never be one, mainly because I've had bad habits. I have kids prior to being married. I drink, I curse, I've smoked, I've done things that typically with the Baptist lifestyle, Christianity is just something that is, like I said, it's a bubble out there, and people just want to get to it, but they feel like they're never going to be good enough, so they just kind of fall short. And it seems like Christians are kind of secular, like they don't really come out the box, come out the church, get into the neighborhood, talk to the people who really need the help, the drug dealers, the prostitutes. You know, they're the ones that we need to talk to. I feel that a disciple is somebody who actually is getting their hands dirty. They're serving, they're doing the work. That's what I want to be. I'm not saying I don't want to be a Christian. I do want to be a Christian, but I'm more excited to be a disciple, because a disciple is somebody who will stand up and be heard, who will stand up and be a representation of the kingdom, will live their life in accordance to what the Bible says. And for me, and this is just for me, I'm making changes in my life as we speak to put God first, so that the kingdom can pour through me and out into the world, because that is the plan. Most of us are stagnant in our lives because we aren't putting God first. We have our own plans. We got our own agendas. You know, we got other things to do that don't include God. And then we wonder why things don't quite work out. I believe that God is sitting up somewhere in the high heavens, looking down at our stupidity and just shaking his head like, when is they going to learn? Over 2,000 years ago, he's still telling us the same thing, and we still ain't got it. But I'm getting it finally, and I'm putting God first. So I made this video again tonight. I made one earlier before my presentation, and I didn't have no makeup on. And I'm making one now after my presentation with my self-applied makeup on, just to say, put God first. Put him first, and let go of the rest of the junk. Let go of the rest of the junk. And here comes Jasmine to interject. With food in your mouth. Put God first. And that's when things will start to come together. I guess that's the best way to put it. I am learning that the hardest way. And I've learned it. And you can too. What do you want, Jasmine?
My mom is so pretty without makeup. Tell her that.
Girl, I put my makeup on because I be like, girl, you know, I want to like see my pores and my blemishes. Girl, I put this makeup on. I be sexy with it. Okay. No, she's right. I am gorgeous without the makeup. I mean, it's hard being this fine, but I make it work. So yeah, I brought my daughters with me tonight to my business, to my presentation, because I want them to see me operating in what I'm passionate about. And I want them to know that sometimes it's not about making money. I mean, yes, money is great. Money is amazing. We love money. But it's really supposed to be about serving and making sure that you're helping people and that you're connecting to people and that you're touching people in a positive way. So if y'all don't take nothing from this video, take it from me and Jasmine. You have to put God first, and you have to forgive to be forgiven. Hope y'all have a good night, and be blessed.
Bye. Hallelujah.